Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back. In this video, we're still going to be reading chapter 8, and we're going to be reading section 2. So there's 3 sections. The last section of this chapter, which is 3, is going to have some questions and answers. But for now, we're going to read on to section 2 in Saint Germain, Earth's Birth Changes, channeled through Azena Ramanda. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm all ready for bed, so it's kind of late, but I just felt like I wanted to make a video. I really enjoy doing this for you guys. If you enjoy listening, I enjoy making them, and I will continue to do so if you enjoy listening. So, all right, part 2. This nation you call Australia is indeed on the outward rim of the continent you once called Lemuria. As the quakes and tremoring occurred in that timing, and the waters went over the land submerged beneath the sea forever. There was a grand shifting of the plates of the earth. The continents of America and Lemuria came together, and there is a grand fault line there that is part of what you call the Ring of Fire. This has brought much terror to many people, much fear and frustration, and dire circumstance, and thoughts of discord and disharmony. But it is not necessary. It may give forth ceasement of life or regeneration of life. It depends upon how you would desire to create it. It is up to you, my masters, entirely up to you. You are the creators. What is it that you desire to create? What is it that you desire to project into your future? The star seeding that was created within your tissue, the pineal gland, is becoming awakened. It is beginning to resonate the memories of those that placed the gene of Isis, the Genesis, within it. It is an additional chromosome, and this chromosome is beginning to resonate and awaken within all entities across your earth, globally. It is coming forth in grand fashion. That is why there are so many people across the entirety of the earth beginning to become what you term paradoxically spiritual. All is spiritual, my beloveds, even the dark. Now, this awakening with the pineal gland is allowing the channeling to occur. All is channeling. You give it one particular label and manner of contemplation, but everything you do is channeling, my beloveds. If you have a thought, you have channeled the thought. Did you know that? As you begin to channel more and more unlimited thoughts, you place it in a particular category. But it is not to categorize, it is to communalize. Become in communion with one another in brotherhood and harmony and unity. The creation of this thought may indeed align itself with the Kundalini, the fire energy that spews forth into sparking an electromagnetic energy, enhanced with the harmonious recognition of the God I Am of you. And as it comes into the crown area, you may align it into a thought process that you desire. That is what is called telepathy. Allowing the fire energy to come forth to crystallize it into coagulated experience. That experience is the recognition of another entity or circumstance to create physically, to trinitization of light, color, and sound into that thought. It is likened unto a tuning fork. When you resonate one, the other responds. It is exactly the same principle. All of you are beginning to recognize your magic. Your magician is coming forth within you. Wave the wand of your wisdom and your wizardry will be experienced. Now, the 2 areas above your nose area, right at the point of your brow, are becoming awakened also. They are grand meridian points. Allow the third eye to be connected with the heart seal. It is likened unto a double pyramid. Feel these 2 points now of your own body, and you will feel it is very sensitive and tender. So the heart chakra or the heart area and the third eye. As you do thusly, right at the point where your brows meet, just above where the sandman deposits his material, the other triangle that is downward pointing is the center point of your heart. You are becoming the thinkers of the land, and in your thinking, you create your future. You are capturing the vision into coagulated experience. So whatever you envision is becoming. As you become aware of this, everything within you begins to open and flower and blossom grandly, wondrously, and gloriously. You will begin to feel everything emphasized. Every emotion that comes unto you will be an embracing of a more emphatic emotion. As you embrace it, it will become grander and grander and grander, and therefore, what you call the pits of depression will become the pits. You will experience the devastation of the heart and soul, the desert of the soul, the dark night of the soul, some call it. But as you resonate to the opposite polarity, which is joy and dance and celebration and delight, you will experience your life as exquisite ecstasy. The embrace of the two polarities into unified harmonious experience is what it's called coming into superconsciousness. That is coming through the 12 days of light into the 12 days of dark to create the day of divinity. Now, the plate tectonics of your planet, the geometric understanding of the planetary plates, they are shifting. They are creating a grid of vortices and meridian points upon the plane that are shifting and coming into alignment, releasing the ridges and disperses and flows of energy through them. Do you know the very plates of your blood are doing the same thing? Platelets? For they have contained through their very essence, their very expression, the gene of Isis, the extra chromosome. The recognition is not only within the pineal gland, it is within every atom and every cell of your body. For every atom and every cell contains holographically the whole of it all. As you resonate emphatically to the remembrance of all that is, of all dimensions of your experience, so does your blood. It indeed will come forth in grand fashion and express in like manner, according to the resonance of your thought. Womankind, according to her season of time, will experience much more flow of blood. The increase of your blood in the pulsations of your veins will become grand and wondrous. If there is congestion within the head, the pulsation will create an ache of the head because it is congesting and contracting and restricting this flow. Indeed, for there is an expansion within the blood flow and an increase in the pressure, an urgency of pulsation, an acceleration of time. Therefore, when you have the ache of the head, allow yourself to perceive within your third eye area a glow, a grand central sun, and let it warm and release the barriers of ice and rigidity and melt any dispersal or ridges there. Are to create a harmonious flow through this area. Sorry, I feel like I read that wrong. And let it warm and release the barriers of ice and rigidity, and melt any dispersal or ridges there that are to create a harmonious flow through this area. And you will indeed have the dissipation of the ache of the head. There is also an increased flow of your sinus fluids. You will have sneezes, and you will have an increased flow of all sorts of fluids within your body. You will have much desire for the use of your tissue. This also includes saliva, for it too contains the element of your vibration, your signature vibration. And as you increase it, you will begin to swallow more and more. And you will begin to swallow more and more of your realities and your dimensions. You will begin to recirculate them within your embodiment, for they too are part of the flow. I don't know if this is just a coincidence or not, but I will tell you, if you don't know this, I work in the medical field and I have for over 20 years. And over the past year or so, we've had a lot of patients come in with sinus issues for no reason, and nothing works to get rid of it. And the other thing we have a lot of is a lot of people coming in with blood pressure issues, and there's no reason behind it. Usually blood pressure doesn't just all of a sudden go up with no reason. I just find it quite interesting, and it could be just a coincidence. I don't really believe in coincidences, but it could be. But I have noticed an uptick in those things. And also an uptick in fatigue, depression, anxiety. And I know that we are living in a really unique time as far as what we're seeing as humanity in a collective, but I also am aware that whatever the earth feels, we feel. And it always takes a lot in me to not share those sorts of things with people unless I feel in some way that they would be open to it. But it does make absolute sense to me that how could we live on this grand planet and have her experience something so huge and not feel it ourselves? So I know that that doesn't automatically get rid of an issue for a person, but it's always helpful to kind of to know that, okay, this could be partially energetic, and I can certainly help myself with those things if I'm open to it. Okay. As this continues, you will have the opportunity to embrace what you have judged. If you do not embrace it, you will have war within your very cells. You will create diseasements. You call it cancer, you call it AIDS, you call it many things. Many of these diseasements you call lupus, and all forms and fashions of ailments that are beginning to pop up all over your world is because there is war within you. The wars upon the plane and the diseasements of the cells, which is war, cell and cell unto one another, is a reflection of the war within your very soul, within your very being. The embrace of this war as an opportunity to be aligned, brother to brother, cell to cell, consciousness to consciousness, will allow this diseasement to cease. What a limitation. And that's last reference is to diseases, which are limitations, absolutely. Okay, now to the war of the planet with the planet, your quakes and tremors and dire circumstance. It is the restriction and congestion of the birth process, and as you constrict and congest, there is more and more pressure and more swelling of the tissues of birth, and more resistance to the birthing itself. And so indeed, there is more and more pressure to push it out. And yes, there is less and less harmonious flow in the opening and flowering of the petals of the birth canal. So I will tell you this, beloveds, war is denial of that which you do not desire. Denial, separation, severance, saying unto it, get ye hence from me, I do not desire you. It will continue, beloveds, until you understand that the key to freedom, to peace, harmony, to joy is embracing. You are not warriors, you are embracers. As you begin to understand this, you will indeed align the planet and yourself and all those you love with the desire to be in the consciousness of harmonious flow. Certainly, there will be those who do not desire this consciousness for whatever reasons, for it is not their ripeness of time to begin to understand their divinity in this particular time flow or in this particular now. Do not judge them, I beseech you, for indeed all shall come into their knowing in their own ripeness of time. It is simply not according to how they have chosen their ripeness of time, but they are divine gods, and they have indeed divine human free will. So allow them to express as they choose, as you would desire to be allowed to express as you choose. It is honoring one another. Offer them the banquet of your being and allow them the understanding of the awareness. But do not force them to partake. You see, you may display yourself as a divine example, but as you go forth and desire to convert, you yoke and enslaven your brethren. So he explains here lupus. There is a little asterisk by that. Lupus, a wolf from eating into the substance. That's in parentheses. And then it says, any of various skin diseases, especially a chronic tuberculosis disease of the skin or mucous membrane, characterized by the formation of reddish-brown nodules, according to Webster Dictionary. Bureaucracy will press harshly that which will be called superconsciousness because it is afraid. Did you know this? It is afraid. It yearns and desires to be loved. It has an aching and agony of spirit and soul that feels the void, that feels indeed unwanted, unloved. The reflection of its exterior experience is exactly that which it is. How do you transmute this that is darkness, this bureaucracy that oppresses the light? I will tell you, love it. That is the key, beloveds, to love, to allow their agony to be recognized, to live within their skin, to know their knowing, and how indeed they hurt of their hearts. As you do this, you will perceive their understanding and know why it is they feel this desire to oppress others and bring forth control over others. You will understand them, you will experience them, and therefore you will know that they too are divine, and they too are created of love, of God I am, the all that is. They have sprung forth from the very seed of thought that you have sprung forth from. They are your brothers. They merely do not know how to love themselves. This is the only manner they understand how to receive love and honor, by forcing others into a position to love and honor them, not from their heart, but through their action. By merging with their hearts and their souls with your thought, you will change it. You will transform them and transfigure them, and they will begin to open as they are already doing. They will begin to flower and recognize there is another way. The warlords will be defeated, and your wars will dissipate. The dichotomy of polarities will be greatly enhanced for a while of your time, in the understanding of grand war and trepidation, and grand light and understanding of love. But there will come a point of countenance, and in this point of encountering one unto the other, there will be an embracing, and a song is born. That song is peace. Only when you embrace shall this song be birthed, not only in your own life experience, but of the planet as well. The ozone layer and all of this will dissipate. We will discuss this a little bit later. Your particular experience of life changes as the earth changes. The creation, however, of how it occurs is entirely up to you. What I bring forth a bit later in your time will be indeed your choice. Prophecy is but for the moment, constantly shifting and changing like the sands of time. You are the one that shall create the acceleration of time, for you create time. You also create space. As you create the time and space of your future now moments, you will be creating the vision and capturing it upon the tapestry of your life. Now, when all of you join together into an understanding that your diversity, your uniqueness is to be honored, then indeed you will begin to understand that there are many, many billions and billions of different manners to express the same divinity. Even though an entity, an expression is different and you would judge it based on your past understanding to be unbeautiful, you will begin to acknowledge the essence of beauty within it. Begin to look for it. Indeed, begin to see what is beyond the obvious. Those who are heavy of the skin and of the flesh and have an abundance of cells upon them, you will begin to understand their beauty and not judge them. Then you will understand beyond the flesh. Be a grand skin diver, as it were, and perceive the beauty beyond the surface of the pool of you. I don't know if he's referring to, this is just a guess and how I'm perceiving it, people that are heavier in their weight. I think that's what he's referring to, because that is judged. For as much as we have begun to accept so many different aspects of the way that human beings live, whether it's, choosing to be with a partner that's the same sex, or choosing to change your gender altogether, or choosing not to have a gender at all and referring to yourself as something different, we still have such an issue and such a stigma attached to people that do not look like what we think they should look like. And it's actually pretty sad. Some will desire the creation of dire circumstance. Allow them to experience it. After your sharing, if they still continue in the desire to experience dire circumstance, that is their right. That is what they choose. So be it. Honor it and love it. Therein lies the rub in honoring it, for it is bringing them the gift of wisdom. It would not be there if it did not have a gift for them. It tells the tale of wisdom, and they are desiring to hear that fairy tale. So allow them the honor of sitting beside the crackling fire at the hearth of their life, and of participating in delight in that particular tale. Allow them to live the fantasy of that dream, and to be immersed within the vision of that reality if they wish. That is up to them, and your life is up to you. Honor them, and you will awaken the birth within them. They will not consciously be aware of it, but they too will begin to shift and change. Indeed, they too will come into alignment. It will take them by surprise at times, but they will begin to open and flower and blossom into the beauty that be they. Let's see what I have left here, because there is a section 3. Okay. All right. Let's see here. There is already this flowering within your governmental structures. Have you noticed? There are a few that are coming forth who are of the light, of lightheartedness. Gorbachev, for example, within the Bear Country is one of these. He too is living and abiding within the structures and regulations and politics of his governmental body. And he too treads the tender thread of the harmonious representation of his heart, and simultaneously abiding within the kingdom of his bureaucracy. Indeed, if he steps beyond the thread, he may be replaced, and he knows this. So as he is integrative of the oppressive and that which is expressive, he too will align with the earth into freedom. There are many coming forth such as he. In the next few years of Earth time, you will find that many leaders in the war-torn countries of Earth will become similar to this, integrative, expressive of the God I am in a gentle and tender fashion, not oppressive of the light. You too can be like this. You may shake your neighbor and your brother until their necks fall off, but I wish you to understand that this is the manner of the Piscean era, of force, of a disharmonious flow. Allow them to be and delight in their beingness. And in this manner, what you desire, voila, will manifest as if by magic. For the magic of your thought will create it. In the allowance of that which is to be, it creates joy and peace. The sun of your heavens, the fire energy, embrace it, love it, let it be resonant and reflective of the fire energy of your own grand central sun, and also of the fire energy of the grand central sun of the earth plane. The solar ball of light and the central sun of you and the central sun of the earth will become a trinity. You will be the catalyst to create harmonious expression of the ozone. Ultraviolet and retroviolet rays will come into harmony. The electrons within your auric field will enable the electrons of the ozone, and the oxygen thereof and all the discordant display upon your plane to align. It, the hole in the ozone layer, too can be changed. If you feel you are so powerful that you can create your life, what is it that you call it in your books and pamphlets? You are responsible for your own life. You create your own reality. If you utterly know this, then why is it that you do not know that you can change what is forecast for the future of this planet? The ozone layer may be regenerated. Do you not know this? It too contains a hole that is reflective of the hole within you. You are a microcosm of your planet. If there is a hole within the ozone layer, there is a hole within you. What caused the hole within your ozone layer? Not honoring the body. What causes the hole within you? Not honoring the body. Not allowing yourself to cry when you feel like weeping. Not allowing yourself to resonate with love and laughter when indeed you would feel as though it is not the place and time for it. And you go forth into your supermarkets and you push your buggies, gazing upon your grand tomato, and you feel like crying. But you do not, for you consider, what will they think of me? You exhibit shelf control. Sorry, it's a joke. He has these little jokes all through here. Excuse me. But I will tell you, beloveds, you may allow the rivers to flow and the nectar of the soul to issue forth upon the softness of your cheeks, to replenish the flow, the void that is created from the river. Embrace the wisdom that has just been captured without trying to figure out what it is that you just understood. For that is living within the mountains of your mind and not within the havens of your heart. Let the heart fire of your being blaze and glimmer, crackle and hiss, to sing the song of brilliance. Allow it to experience itself whenever and wherever it desires. When walking outside your home and there is a gentle rain ushering forth from Mother Earth, and you experience a desire to take off your clothes and splash within the puddles, romp within the fields and the daisies that caress you with their freshness and dampness. Bring forth the fragrance and aroma of the flowers of the fields and the gardens, and the garden of gods that you call humanity as well. Bring forth the arbor of awareness within you. Romp without considering, what will they think of me? Indeed, do what you are unaccustomed to doing. If you are placing your left shoe on your foot in custom and nature, it is a ritual that is habitual. Change the foot. Begin to place your shoe on the right foot occasionally. Change your habits. Do you know the only difference between habits and going with the flow of life is your blindness? Your blindness to the other options. And your life, it becomes bland, very likened unto an unseasoned experience. You do not have the punches and pungency of the spices of life. The only difference between a rut and a grave is one has two ends on it. So consider resurrecting yourself from the rut and routine of your life. That is being reborn. When an entity comes unto you and asks you, "Why for are you so joyous?" Ask them, "Why are you not?" Let them respond however they wish. Allow the embrace in that moment, because they are experiencing a contemplation of their agony, which is the point, the apex point, the flash point of transmutation. In that moment of their contemplation of it is the opportunity to change it. Allow them to know this. Take the time to weep with your brothers, to embrace them. I had somebody ask me at work not too long ago, "Why are you always so happy?" And I've had a patient ask me that too. He was actually from England. And I know that people from different countries, they have like a different sense of humor. And he goes, I can't remember exactly what he said, but he was something like, the tone in his voice didn't match what he said. He's like, "You're a really happy one." Like he just wasn't sure what to make of it, because you don't traditionally meet too many people that are just happy, authentically happy, just happy to be there, happy to help, happy to be standing in front of you. And it's almost off-putting because so many people are just existing. And you could see, especially with my coworker who asked me, "Why am I always so happy?" I didn't know how to answer that because I don't know. I mean, I guess I know, but it would just be too much to explain. And I just didn't really know what to say. But now that I'm reading it like this, maybe they contemplated something of themselves. Maybe they didn't. But I have had that happen a few times. Maybe that's happened to you. And I thought for a second, actually, I did think for a second, maybe I should tone it down. But then I thought, if this is not genuine, I could understand that. But it's just genuinely how I am. And to be inauthentic because I feel like it bothers others, you simply can't live that way. I lived that way for too long as a teenager and a young woman, always worried about what other people thought of me. I don't care anymore. And it is freeing as anything has been in this world thus far. And people either take it or they leave it. And you're not going to be everybody's favorite person. And that's okay. You know, there's just nothing you can do about that. It's totally all right, because I certainly have people that I know that they're not my favorite person. I do love everybody, but I don't always like maybe their disposition or, you know, whatever aspect. But I do always try to find something that I can love about a person. Simply just because they're a person sometimes is enough. It's taken me a long time to get there, and I do struggle with it, of course. If you rush and hurry and scurry because of your busy schedules, and you see beside you an entity that is heavy-hearted, consider that your schedule is always on schedule and that your life is created according to your heart's desire, not according to the time clock. That's a big one. Now, embrace them, speak to them, love them. All that is required is to state unto them an expression of joy. Gaze within them, consider what is beauteous, and tell them. If it is an aged man who is heavy-hearted and has a cane in his hand and grand furrows in his brow, indeed he has been disillusioned with his life. He is not, in his own contemplation of himself, the king and master that he thought he would be when he was a youth. Allow him to understand his beauty. Allow him to understand that he is giving you an instant of joy and express appreciation for it. For in this experience of viewing his heavy-heartedness, you have experienced an opportunity to love the perceived unlovable, to enlighten the unenlightened, to understand with compassion the ridges and dispersals of the flow of life. The crossroads of your life, giving you many choices, are there for you to understand that any option is just as valid as any other. They are all equally divine, and whatever pathway your heart desires in that moment is divine. And if it changes its mind later, that is divine too. I think he said that earlier when somebody was saying, how do we know we're picking the right job or the right partner or the right home? And he was basically saying there is no right or wrong. There is just a choice that you make. In your fear, when crossing an unexpected manner, you call it jaywalking. You get that run-down feeling. But no, indeed, you may cross the ocean of eternity wherever you will and do whatever you desire, if you integrate all the energies and be in integrity of yourself. Integrity is only integration and honor of the God I am. The timepiece, your clock, will indeed become just another aspect of physicality. It is an enslaver, but it may be honored, for it allows the particular function called physicality upon this plane. So honor it, but it is not necessary to be enslaved unto it. You may transmute it as well and create time by bending light. That is another discussion, he says. As you desire to create the dimension of interdimensionality, you will begin to focus into non-focus. Not one particular manner, but all manners. Allow the all that is to be all that is. Focus is going further into density, into physicality. Non-focus is expressing the illusion of all focuses at once. Therefore, as you shift, you begin to feel a bit disoriented, and you do not exactly know where to plug your light in. You constantly run around searching for a socket to plug your light so that you may glow. Do you know this? Plug your light in here, the heart, and you will glow forevermore for all those who are still searching in the darkness. Many of you gaze into your neighbor's garden and do not see the beauty of the silver rose. You see the broken gate. Many of you may be likened unto a blind man searching for a black cat in a dark room where there is none. You are living a life of illusion, and the illusion is that you do not have a choice. You do. I am here to reflect unto you your choice. I am here to reflect unto you that your choices are constantly changing. Do you know constant changes is the only stable condition of life? It is, you know. Whenever entities would consider they must align their lives to their birthday, their star sign, in order to fulfill their destiny, you can allow them a more illumined understanding. Each now moment is a birth. Your cells are constantly being recreated. The body, your temple, is constantly being regenerated. Your awareness, your auric field, is constantly being rebirthed into a new awareness, a new understanding. A new rapture of opportunity by your experience as it comes unto you. So indeed, your star sign of astrology will begin to open to the awareness of becoming all the signs, the entire astrological chart. You will create your own sign, that is the 13th, and that is called God. It will be an integration of all of them in a harmonious fashion. And indeed, as you experience one moment, it may be Aries, the fire. As you experience another, it may be Aquarius. But all of them will interweave themselves through your life. It will become an expression of all of the above, rather than this or this or this or this. Whenever anyone asks you what time you were born, state now. What day you were born, state now. Bring nowness into your vocabulary. I will give you an exercise. Go for 1 hour of your time without speaking in the past or future tense. You will find it quite an illuminating experience. You go through your lives contemplating the shadows of your past and future, which is not here. You do not perceive that it is your now moment. Speak in the is, and you will regenerate the is Isis. The gene of Isis will come forth. Is the God I am in both polarities, reflecting one unto the other, and is also expressed in the mythology called Isis. It is considered the female principle indeed, but it is the duplicity of the female principle that gives it power, for it is an aligned power sourceness of allowance and embrace. It is the female principle represented in balance. Now, the gene of Isis spears forth unto you the genesis, the regenesis, the regeneration, the birthing of the planet, of your body, of your memory, of the universe, of the galaxy, and it is occurring each moment. There are the electromagnetic ley lines between every atom of existence in every dimension, on every plane, that indeed interconnect every thought that is emitted. Every single thought you emit affects in one way, in one now or another, every other facet of consciousness in the all that is. It is interwoven, it is embraced, and in the auric field of Mother Nature. It is called collective consciousness, or what you call mass consciousness. The auric field of the earth plane, that is the collective consciousness, is indeed no more than her own soul memory. You are a microcosm of this. Your soul memory contributes to it. As you align your soul memory, she aligns. As the soul memory within every cell of your body aligns into non-war of itself, your soul memory aligns, and each one is a macrocosm unto the other, and a macrocosm unto the other. It is both ways. Macrocosm and microcosm. Now, understanding this interconnectedness, you will understand the power behind every thought. Understanding the momentum behind every creation of vibration of thought energy that you place into the etheric body of this planet. It will allow you to consider your contemplations. Consider what you think about every day. What is it? Is it the trinity of words, hurry, worry, and bury? Is it desiring of love constantly? It is very easy to love the lovable, but the rub is loving the perceived unlovable. What is it that you wish not to be? What is it that you desire to keep farthest from you in your life? That is where your harmony will be aligned into the expression of peace in your life, by loving it. If you judge your body, love it. If you judge another's limitation, love it. If you love what you judge, it will not be within your experience as an appearance in your physical reality, for it will have been released into the all that is of you. All you can create for your physical experience is what you have not embraced yet. And as you embrace it, it dissipates until indeed you create the wholeness of ascension into your reality. Do you know ascension? You are an ascended representation of what you were the moment before. Did you know this? You are a constant culmination of all that is in your creation of consciousness in your now. As you become a fuller and fuller and fuller experience of all that is, you become a more and more ascended experience of all that is. With every awareness, with every understanding, is an awareness of yet a grander understanding to come. There never is an end to it. You are never enlightened, as you call it. You are always in the is of life, which is constantly expanding. Enlightenment becomes a grand separator upon this plane. Your brothers, who you would consider to be limited and judgmental in the midst of the decadence of life, do you know, beloveds, that in other dimensions they are the wizards, and you are the simpletons? Do you know this? It is all relative. It depends on which reality you desire to focus on within. But you are all equal. All of you are beloved masters. All of you have access to the same I am. You are all created of the same drop of love into the momentum called atomic energy. You too are atomic energy, and the creation of the nuclear energy upon this planet is smashing the atoms against one another. It is the expression of war in its very creation, and non-embrace, non-harmony. You too are expressing that same nuclear weaponry within your very being. Do you know why? because the atoms of you do not sing and dance together to create an accelerated expression of speed beyond thought into all that is. And that is the ultimate power, allowing it to be of such speed and such power and such potential that as you create the coagulation of that energy, you explode into another universe. You become a supernova. And all of the scientific endeavors in astrophysics and geophysics and all that is coming forth will align to this knowing. Within your laboratories is coming forth an awareness of the unobservable. Indeed, they are too awakening. Your laboratory is nature. Gaze upon her grandly. As she expresses, so you may also. As she rains, it is indeed the heaven releasing the tears. It is heaven releasing the flow of life. As she experiences evaporation, that is the inception of the waters of life, the partaking. As she experiences thunder and lightning and grand and wondrous and joyous storms of her life and tempests, it is a divine and delightful experience of an explosion of awareness that is the electromagnetic current flowing in a beauteous display of itself. It is a joyous ride through the clouds. You too may experience such wonderment and display. Therefore, judge not the storm of your life. Embrace the tempest, for she whispers the lyrics of wisdom unto you, if you will allow her to. The soil of your planet is the fertile loam of you, through which the seeds that are planted by the thoughts of everyone else may germinate and grow into blossom if you allow it. Or they may be implanted within the desert of your soul, your division and judgment, and wither away into the fear of your separation. So know that you are always a reflection, a microcosmic and macrocosmic expression of your planet. As you let the river of awareness flow unto you, as you stub your toe in the darkness of your midnight, as you perceive an ounce of pain, state unto yourself, this is a birthing process. It does not have to be painful. This may be experienced in every circumstance that comes unto you. You have your driver that experiences a grand traffic made out of jam, a jam made out of traffic. And indeed, they honk their horn at you. They grandly emulate geese, you know. Know that this is a birthing process, that as you harmonize without their conscious awareness of it, you may harmonize them. Indeed, you will create other manners of transport when you do not have your fossil fuels anymore. Different methods of transport through crystalline technology, traveling upon ley lines, electromagnetic travel lanes coursing through the vibrations of your planet electromagnetically. Through the resonance of your thought process, it will travel where you wish it to go because it resonates through your thought and is electromagnetically amplified according to the ley lines of the planet. There is a structure that has already been created to allow this crystalline understanding of transport to be manifest within your next decade. All these inventions and discoveries and wondrous expressions of technology are within your future, and the disharmonious presentations during your daily activity called traffic, business, red ink, some of you have experienced this one. They shall pass away. This is a birthing process. Go with the flow of the wave, the pulsation, the pressure. And as you do so thusly, it will be transformed and transfigured. It will be resurrected into awareness that allows the birthing to occur harmoniously. The fruits of this birthing are prosperity, abundance in every fashion, harmony, peace, and a dissipating bureaucracy. The grandest governor is one who does not govern. Do you know this? The creators of bureaucracy, they too will be born into a new awareness, a new awakening, the quickening that is occurring now. And for a while, they are becoming stronger. Let's see. Yeah. They begin in your 60s of time when your New Age movement was in its origin, its embryonic state. And now they are coming into the fruit of the womb, and indeed they will blossom forth. The element of lightheartedness and laughter will create harmony within your life. When you stub your toe, giggle, and remember that this is all just a grand play, a provocative play indeed, brilliantly staged by you. Know that you create every single piece of that drama, every piece of it. The discordant response in your relationships, you are creating that too. It is a mutual mirror for both of you. So honor it. For you wrote the script, you can rewrite it at any time you wish. The waves and pulsations pour upon you, likened unto a fountain of forever. Indeed, the waterfall will spew forth upon you. You may embrace the droplets or place an umbrella over your head. If you do, they will fall from you, and you will remain in non-awareness of the ecstasy of their flow. It is up to you. Okay, so we will stop there. That is the end of part 2 of 3 parts. And the next section is going to be some more questions and answers, the last section of chapter 8. So we will go ahead and just put a bookmark in that for now. And we'll stop right there. And until next time, please take care of yourself. Please take care of those around you. And if you celebrated Thanksgiving today, this video is going to come out a little bit later, but I hope that you had a really great day. I hope that you stay grateful every day and not just on Thanksgiving. We have so much to be grateful for. If we are here, if we're alive watching this video, or whatever it may be, just stay grateful. Keep your thoughts positive. Try to remember some of what you learn in this book if it resonates with you, and you can make so much of a difference. Just each one of us as individuals, as a collective with our thoughts, we really do hold the power where the cards are going to fall. There's a lot of negativity out there right now, but there's also a lot of positivity and love. And I, for one, want to be that positivity and love, and perhaps you do too. So anyways, all right, I will see you guys again soon for the last part of this chapter. All right, take care. Bye-bye.